For General Motors are far from over tonight, even though CEO Mary Barra wrapped up 2 days of testimony in Washington. In fact, some members of a Senate panel raised allegations of a cover-up in the ignition switch recall. 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones is in Washington tonight with more on a contentious day in the Senate.
For the second time on Capitol Hill, Mary Barra said sorry to those who lost loved ones in a defective GM vehicle. And for the second day in a row, sorry wasn't good enough.
Ms. Barra, I really hate to say this, but if this is the new GM leadership, it's pretty lacking.
As families of victims killed in her company's vehicle sat behind her, GM CEO Mary Barra listened as senators from both parties accused her company of unethical, sometimes illegal behavior.
This, to me, is not a matter of acceptability. This is criminal deception.
Barra was here testifying for the second day on Capitol Hill over defects in 2.6 million GM vehicles like the Chevy Cobalt and Saturn Ion. They have faulty ignition switches that can slip from on to off, shutting the car down and disabling airbags. It's been linked to at least 12 deaths and 31 crashes. Today, Barra insisted again that she didn't learn of the defect until December, a month before she became CEO. But she's been one of the company's highest-ranking officials for years.
You knew nothing. How about when you were Vice President of Global Manufacturing Engineering, 08 to 09, you knew nothing?
Correct.
And you still knew nothing when you were Vice President of Global Human Resources?
Correct.
You're a really important person to this company. Something is very strange that such a top employee would know nothing.
And some alleged a cover-up at General Motors, pointing to a change order designed to replace ignition switches that were slipping from on to off. A GM engineer approved the new part, but gave it the same name as the one it replaced. Senators said it was an attempt to hide that there was a flaw with the original switch. And when the engineer was confronted about the change under oath in a lawsuit, he said he didn't know anything about it.
So he has not been fired?
No, he has not.
Okay, is he still working there every day?
Yes.
Okay, and you know that he lied under oath?
The data that's been put in front of me indicates that, but I'm waiting for the full investigation.
Okay,
I want
well,
to be fair.
let me help you here. He said several times he had no idea these changes had been made. Here's a document that he signed under his name, Mr. Ray DiGiorgio. He signed it on April 26, 2006, approving of the change. Now, it is hard for me to imagine you would want him anywhere near engineering anything at General Motors under these circumstances.
Now that her testimony is over, just what did Mary Barra think of the questions she faced here on Capitol Hill? Well, she took to Twitter this afternoon and said the issues raised in the hearings were tough but fair. We'll continue doing all we can to repair our customers' vehicles and rebuild trust. From Capitol Hill tonight, I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
Thank you, Ross. And we are learning more tonight about that engineer at the center of that cover-up. Allegations raised in that Senate hearing we just heard. 60-year-old Ray DiGiorgio works at the tech center in Warren. We've been digging through his deposition from a year ago in that lawsuit over a young woman's death when her Cobalt crashed. The attorney asked DiGiorgio, did you ever authorize Delphi to equip this ignition switch with the plunger and spring shown on the bottom of Exhibit 15? DiGiorgio's response, absolutely not. The attorney again. So, if any such change was made, it was made without your knowledge and authorization. DiGiorgio's answer, that is correct. But remember, that senator pointed to a document with DiGiorgio's signature apparently authorizing the change in question. 7 Action News has called DiGiorgio to ask him about this, but so far he's not commenting on the recall or the allegations that he lied under oath.